Hello everyone, I just clicked the button so we are live. Let me just give me a moment to make sure that we are officially live, and it looks like it is green and we are. Awesome. Cool. So what's going on? Happy Tuesday. I hope y'all are enjoying your day. For me, it's been an interesting day. There's been a lot of changes in my life as of recently, so I feel like I am really just working on building momentum in my life, which is awesome. I'm really excited about. It was a little bit of a struggle earlier this morning for me, if I had to be completely honest, and that's actually inspired me to talk about webcam journaling, which is something we'll talk about in just a bit. But before we get into that, I wanted to talk about real quick just some updates in terms of this creative project, like super quickly. I know I've mentioned this before, but like this is a collaborative creative project. Basically, the deal is I'm going to be streaming every day for the next year, and just sharing content that inspires me, hopefully with the intention of inspiring you, and inspiring cool people to work with me as well, and create cool stuff together. So that's the main idea, and I am working at, so each time I do this, I want to make it a little bit better, and what I do in the future, what I do want to do, I've been kind of streaming just from YouTube. And what I would like to do next, probably next week sometime, is really start focusing on streaming on Facebook as well, or both at the same time. I'm pretty sure there's an app that allows you to do all three, like YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So we're gonna see if we can do that. And if I know I have a lot more people on Facebook, so I'm hoping to get to a point where I can do these shows and interact with people. Right now there's not very much interaction going on, which is fine, and I think again, this is part of the creative process. I don't think I would be able to handle that at this very moment, but other than that, I'm excited about that. Let's see, is there anything else that I really want to start integrating? Well, I don't know if you guys saw it. You may have seen it was on Sunday. I had my improv troupe, MC Harold, come on. We all did some fun short form improv rap games. So if you guys enjoyed that or want to check that out, let me know what you think. I'm looking forward to doing more improv on here. I live in Austin, and Austin is improv city. We have at least 5 theaters. There's definitely more than that do improv, and I've met such a huge amount of friends that do improv, and they're all awesome, really cool people, and I really want to get them online, on here doing things and sharing their skills, because there's I'm always just so, whenever I go to an improv show in Austin, I'm just so absolutely jaw-droppingly impressed. Just this really amazing talent out here, and it's my feeling that Austin is the new LA. Where it's just it's definitely going in that direction, but it's a whole different vibe, which is really great, and it's a really supportive, friendly, I guess I would say conscious, really beautiful place to be, and that's why I'm here. So that's exciting. So anyways, with that, so I'm going to be developing this as I go, and those are some of the things I hope to implement within the near future. And if you guys have any suggestions for me, or if you have any ideas, or you're interested in collaborating in some way, if you're an artist, or you have specific interests or things that you just want to share, definitely hit me up. I'm definitely open to collaborating in different ways, and we can see how we can work together. So with that being said, let's move into the topic of the day, which is going to be webcam journaling, the power of webcam journaling. So as I was mentioning earlier, I kind of had a crappy morning. Yeah, it was just one of those days when I woke up and I just was not feeling the energy at all, and we all have these days, and for me in my life, this happens, this has happened a lot throughout my life, as it does with everyone. And over the years, I've learned how to deal with that and how to work through that. And so, the way that I've done that is through webcam journaling. Just to kind of add on to that story, because that's just not really it. For me, I want to say over the last 10 years, I really struggled with, I guess I would say deep forms of depression, through, I would say from high school through college, I want to say up to like a year ago, or maybe even a year, 2 years ago was when that probably a year ago was when I feel like that finally ended. And for me, it was really difficult because I would just feel these emotions out of nowhere. I would suddenly feel depressed, or suddenly feel like this terrible anxiety overwhelm me. And sometimes it would last just like 2 weeks, where it was just like this full-on thing, and I didn't even know where it was coming from. It wasn't like a tangible thing that was causing me to feel this way. I was just feeling this way, and I didn't understand it. And so through that, kind of struggle, I was kind of like forced to figure out how to deal with it in different ways. And I'm a firm believer that the obstacles that show up in your life are also the gifts that you're being given. And so I feel like that was for me, it's like I had to figure this out. And so there was a time when I want to say 5 years ago, when I was probably at the deepest depths of that depression. It was like a 3 or 4 month period where I was just completely immersed within it, and going through some deep stuff. And the only thing that truly made me feel better was expressing myself. But I didn't want to express. I had no desire to talk to anyone, really. I really was in a isolated state. And so the only way that I could truly express myself was to really grab a camera and just start talking to the camera. And as I did that, I noticed that I felt so much better. Every time I did that, it's there's something about this that feels good. I'm feeling much better. I don't know what this is. I don't know why I'm feeling better, but it feels like I'm being heard, even though no one is listening to me. I'm being heard, and that is all that mattered. It's like I'm not being judged, just being heard. It's being recorded, and that's it. And I wouldn't share this video on Facebook or YouTube. It was not about that. It was very private. I never went back to watch it because I never felt like I needed to. And my light just went off, so let me turn that on. But so that happened, and as I went on throughout the years, I realized how useful and effective it was, to the point where now I webcam journal literally every day, whether or not I'm depressed or I'm not. It's just or whatever I'm feeling. If I'm even, it's most of the time I'm feeling positive, and I'm doing webcam journals, and I try to do them now 1 to 2 times a day. Because they're just so damn effective. And you've probably heard of this before. It's really important to get your mind right in the morning. Right when you wake up, if you can take control of your mental state, it can make the difference between having a good day and a great day, or a good day and a crappy day. If you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, it's your responsibility to kind of get yourself back on track, and then step out the door. So that's really my intent with these web journaling, is to get myself where I want to be, and then walk out the door and go throughout the rest of my day. And if I fall into something happens that kind of where I'm going in the wrong direction again, I can just quickly do another webcam journal and get myself back on track, and then continue moving forward. So with that being said, let's talk about what this looks like, because it started off as just webcam journaling. It started off as just me talking on a camera, and that was it. And that is enough. Honestly, that does a lot for you. However, over time, I realized that there is actually ways in which I can actually enhance this, and then direct my energy in a particular way, or my mental energy, my emotional energy in a particular way, using different tools that I've learned, like NLP and neurosemantics. So I do this webcam and direct myself in a particular way, and then I take action on that. So I'll show you guys these steps. It's super easy. It's something that anyone can do. You don't necessarily need a webcam. You don't need to have a video camera. You can use an audio recorder, or you could just literally just say it out loud. However, there's something to do with recording it that really makes a big difference. So I highly recommend at least having something to record it with, which could be something as simple as your phone, and all phones have apps for that nowadays. So let's start off with the first step. So what I do is for me, it's I have a MacBook. I'll just pull that out, open up that photo booth, and then push play on the video section, and just start streaming a video, not live, just recording a video. And the first thing I'll focus on is the first step, which is to express myself. Express yourself. That's number one. And the whole idea behind this is really just just acknowledging where you're at and being totally cool with what that is, and not judging it, and just saying, this is just where I'm at. I'm just gonna throw it all on the table, and just say, this is where I am. And because I firmly believe that you can't get to where you want to be unless you accept where you are. So you have to understand where you are. So this is actually a concept that I understood at one point, and I kind of I found more credibility in through actually this book, The Artist's Way. And you may, if you're a creative, you've probably read this, but you don't necessarily have to be a creative to read it. But it's basically, in a summary, it's a book that helps to inspire your creative mind into action. Some people, you know how some people are like, oh, I'm not creative. That's like such bullshit. It's not real. Everyone is creative. Everyone has it in them, and it's just because the only reason you're not feeling that, or you haven't, because you don't. The only reason you think you're not creative is because you haven't been exercising those muscles. And like I could say I'm not strong, but that's not true. It's just like, it might just be that I haven't been to the gym in a while, which is true. So yeah. Anyways, The Artist's Way. This book, in summary, there's a lot of different exercises in here, but the one exercise that they really talk about, which is the main one, is free writing. And what free writing is, and I'm not sure if they call it free writing, but that's what I call it. And basically what that is you pull out a notebook, open it up, and just start writing. You start writing, and you're writing from your stream of consciousness onto the page. So basically whatever is in your mind at the moment goes directly on the page. It is like literally like the insane thoughts that you're thinking in the morning, whatever it is that's on your mind in the morning, you are writing out. So it's like, it could be like, I have to pee right now, oh my gosh, okay, I'll go pee after this, but then I'm gonna go to this, and oh my gosh, today I feel this or that or that. So you're literally writing what's on your mind. And you do that for about 2 to 4 pages a day. I think I did it like 2 pages a day or whatever. And through that, what I saw from that is that I always felt like super kind of like open after I did that. I felt like something had opened within me, and through that I realized that I was a lot more willing to, my mind was much more willing to be creative and utilize creative thoughts and have confidence in those creative thoughts. And what I believe is happening is that it's really kind of like you're conditioning your mind, your body, your emotions to not judge or censor or filter any of that information. And as you do that, it opens up your creative gates. And I think the reason why some people aren't creative is because there are all these filters and social structures that are keeping you from accessing anything that's creative. And a lot of that has to do with rules that society creates, such as maybe you work in a and maybe you're an accountant and you work in an office all day. It's a bit more of a constricting environment. Everyone's different, but like my thought of that is more of a constricting environment where there are particular norms that you have to follow, and that can take a lot out of you, especially out of you creatively. So you have to condition yourself to not be that. Step 1 in this webcam journaling is to express yourself. So how are you feeling right now? Doesn't fucking matter. How are you, how are you feeling? Really, how are you feeling? And the important thing here, and this is why I do this part privately, it's very important, I think, for me to be alone and like on my own, because if anyone else is around me, there is a chance that I will filter and not say exactly what's on my mind, and it might be about other people. So like, keep it to yourself and just find a space where you can just be that way and just say your truth. So how are you feeling? What needs to be said? Like, what's on your mind? What is your truth right now? Don't filter it. Say it exactly how it is. And this is definitely, it's like, if you're someone who likes to share things online, this is the thing that you don't share online. This is like the things that, like, usually what it is, it's things that you don't actually mean, but like they're on your mind at the moment. It's just like, it's like kind of like the raw you, and like you wouldn't necessarily, I don't ever feel like it's a good idea to share the raw you with everyone. Because I guess what I'm saying by that is like, you should share the authentic you, but the raw you is kind of like, there is like, I guess I would say there is an editing phase that needs to happen. Why I say that is like, in order to communicate with someone, you have to set that intention to communicate with them. And if you like just throw like a raw piece of information at someone that's not filtered, where like your cognitive distortions or the truth that isn't, maybe it's not really true, but you're just saying it, and as you like say it, you realize that that's not, I'll throw that away, that's not true, I'll throw that away, that's not true, oh, this is what I'm really trying to say, okay, I'm gonna hand this to this person. That's that part, which is more of a filtered part, is what you give to that person, not all the junk that is not necessarily true, So the goal is to like let out all the junk and then find the truths that are hidden within the junk. Hopefully that makes sense. But ultimately, this is the raw you coming out and putting it out there. And let me just also say that if you're not someone who likes to talk, you're not a talker, I recommend it. But like if you're more of a writer, you can do this in writing as well. So that's all that. So that's step 1. Cool. So then let's move to step 2. Step 2 is where we want to, so now we've expressed ourselves, maybe 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe we spent an hour just like laying it out and just sharing everything that we feel. Okay, we got that out. Awesome. Now, let's take control of our state and bring our state to a higher place, a place that will be more supportive, more constructive, more resourceful, more useful for us. So, that step is to express gratitude. I just find that this is honestly like, if you literally just like spend, like if you wake up in the morning, you literally just spend like literally a minute connecting to 3 things that you're grateful for in the morning, like it can completely change your life. And it's just so ridiculous how easy it is and how immediate it is as well. But like, it's so true and it does work. So that's why I added. So basically, what are you grateful for right now? What are you grateful for in this moment right now that you can connect to right now? Now, if you're in a really crappy state, it's going to be hard to connect to what you're grateful for right now. So there's a couple tricks to discovering what it is that you're grateful for. So one, it's like, it could be something super small, like I was at Starbucks and they gave me a free refill. Something small, but it's something you can be grateful for. All you're really doing is trying to get your mind into a place where it can start to filter its perspectives from more of a positive light than a negative light. It's like, I believe that like really, it's like if you don't have a control over that filter, like basically your experiences are completely dependent on that filter. So if you're seeing everything from a negative perspective, like if the filter is negative, then like everything that happens to you, regardless of if it's good or bad outside of you, it's going to be a negative. It's going to be perceived negatively. So like we're shifting the filter here, and we're trying to basically move into a more positive state. So we're looking for the smallest thing that we can connect to, or a big thing, whatever it is that's easiest to connect to that we can be grateful for. So that can be something small, that can be something big, that can be something in the past. So if you don't have anything that you're grateful for right now, look to the past. What are you grateful for in the past? What about yesterday? What about last week? What about last year? What about last month? What about, what is that? Or you could be like, who am I grateful for? What are the people that, excuse me, what are the people that I'm grateful for? Who are the people that I'm grateful for? What relationships in my life am I grateful for? Who has been supportive to me right now? Maybe it's a tough time. Who has been supportive to me, and why am I grateful for that? So, and then of course looking to the future. What am I excited for? What's exciting to me? What am I looking forward to? What am I grateful for that is coming my way? There's always something that you can connect to. You just gotta work for it and find the easiest way to do that. And if you have like tools, like you have little strategies to do that, you can figure it out. So that's the thing. And I would recommend finding like 3 to 5 things that you can connect to. And once you do that, you will notice that you start to shift. And so you've already kind of like built up this energy, this expressive energy. It's like you've been heard. Now it's like you're building up this sense of gratitude. You're building up the positivity, and then we move into the third step. And the third step is to become the change. So this whole process of webcam journaling, the whole point behind it is that we are changing. We're choosing to make a change, and it's a conscious change. It's like we are choosing to become something different than what we started with. Or we're just modifying it, or we're checking I guess you could say the ecology of it. Is our state where we want it to be? That's the question that I asked like during this whole webcam thing. But so step 3 is become the change, and at this moment we want to consciously choose how it is we want to feel, what state we want to be in. It's like if you connect to if you know what you have to do today, maybe you have to give a presentation of some sort, maybe you have to do a show, like an improv show, or like perform a musical show, or maybe you have to go to work and be focused and be productive, or whatever it is that you have to do. Tune into that, and then tune into how do I need to feel right now? What state do I need to be in to operate at the most effective level possible? So, how would you like to feel? Do you want to feel happy? Do you want to feel joyous? Do you want to feel energized? Do you want to feel productive? Do you want to feel excited? Do you want to feel playful? Do you want to feel loving? Do you want to feel like peaceful? For me, it was like this morning I woke up and I was like, I want to feel peaceful and productive. That was kind of my thing. And so what I did is I tuned into a time when I truly felt peaceful, and a time when I truly felt productive. And so that's the next step with this is to do just that. So what's a time when you felt this feeling that you want to feel? What's a time when you really felt that it was very much amplified in your life, where you really did feel peaceful, where you really did feel excited? What's a time where you really did feel a lot of energy? You were super energized. Tune into that. Tap into like your memory. Well, when's that time? Now, what is that? Now, like, what does that look like? What does that feel like? What does that sound like as you're tuning into that? As you're looking at that, and as you tune into that more so, how can you amplify that feeling? How can you make it more? What could you do to make it even strong? To feel it even stronger right now? What could you do? And so as you tune into that and just really seek to really feel that, and sometimes it requires you to, it's like, sometimes I'll tap into a memory and I'll be like, okay, but it's not quite getting me there, and then I'll search for other memories that are like kind of in that realm, or like, and sometimes I'll find one that's better, and like, oh, this one's better, I'll tune into that one. Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, I really liked that. I was really excited. Yeah, I was really playful. I loved that, And so just really get into that and remember that, and just try to use all your senses. It's like if you tasted something, if you smelled something, like tune into those sensations, because that is what's going to heighten your experience now and allow you to really, I guess I would say, re-access that state in the present, which is really cool. So that's the goal. So we've gone from step 1, expressing yourself and just letting it out, to like essentially heightening raising this positive energy, shifting our filter to a more positive place, and ultimately what that's doing is opening ourselves up to this new part, this change, which we're consciously choosing and implementing by connecting to a time in which we were that, bringing that to the present, and now step 4. I'll bring up right now. Step 4 is to act on that change. So, for me, it's like all this is great, but what's the point of it if it's not going to be real and grounded and now and useful and effective and like something that you actually can act on? Because it's like emotion. Like, we're dealing with emotions right here. This is all emotions, and emotions are really motions, energy in motion. So it's like it's energy in motion. It's going to move somewhere. You might as well direct it and then act upon it. because like actually what's cool is like the crappiest, most negative, depressed, worst emotions, worst powerful emotions can actually be transformed into something that's super useful and positive, and then you can use that energy to go in a direction that you want to go, which is sweet. I love that. So step 4 is to act on that change. And so you ask yourself, what can I do right now to solidify this intention? And the intention being from the last step, which is how do I want to feel? What is the state that I want to be in? What is that memory I just tapped into? Let's say that it's I want to be productive. Maybe that was the feelings are like focused. Maybe that was it. So now it's like, what action can I take right now to really enhance it? And at this point, I would be like, okay, what action can I take right now? So for me, it's like for me it would be like, I'll film this show right now. It's like or like I'll do what the next thing that I need to do to be productive, or like if it was peaceful, like okay, I'm gonna go meditate, or oh, I'm gonna go for a walk outside, or oh, whatever this is, whatever your state that you wanted to get in was, intend to do something next that will enhance that state and really get you into action, moving in that direction. So yeah, just go do it, and that's a huge part. So, and it doesn't have to be anything big. It literally can be the smallest thing. It could be like, go brush your teeth because you want to be productive. Go brush your teeth. Great. Awesome. And that right there is like, that is, at that point you have like, it's like we've just worked through our neurology. We've moved these emotional states to different areas of our, we've accepted where we're at, and we've tapped into what we're grateful for, and then we found like a memory that is in, I guess, like resonates with where we want to be, and now we're physiologically we're allowing our neurology and our neurophysiology to work together. We're moving those, I guess, that information from our brain and from our emotional state into our body, and that's like an important thing. So that's why I think acting is so useful, acting upon it immediately. So yeah, that is the end of that 4, and yeah, so that's the whole thing. That is the webcam journaling process. It's super simple, and you don't need to follow all the steps, but I feel like these 4 steps actually make it much more potent. It's if I were to recommend this to anyone, I would say do this every morning. Start off by doing this every morning. Once a morning, just do it and see how it impacts your life. And if you really like it, do it twice a day, once in the morning, once at night. And if you really need it, do it as many times as you need. You could do it in the morning, at lunch, at night. It doesn't take long. It literally can take like 2 minutes if you really want to run through it fast. But it can take as long as an hour if you want. It's just like, it just depends on what you need. There was times in my life where I was really struggling. I remember there was a time when I just didn't have a job for about 6 weeks, and I was freaking out. Well, I knew I was going to be freaking out if I didn't control my state. And I literally did this like 5 times a day, and it really helped. It was tremendously helpful. And by the end of the 6 weeks, like because I wasn't in this state of fear, state of like anxiety, and like I wasn't, it's like I wasn't, because I was able to control my state and wasn't acting off of fear, I was able to wait long enough so that a new opportunity could come around, and the opportunity was amazing. It was fucking awesome, and I jumped on that, and then boom, I was off. And like it literally it's like literally all the problems that it's like me like not working for 6 weeks was totally okay because I was getting paid exactly what I needed to get paid in order to like make up for that. It was like bada bing, bada boom. It was awesome. So that's like a big part of this as well. It's like if you can have a system that allows you to really maintain your state, it really changes your life in a lot of different ways. And like it's just like, I don't know if this makes sense to you, but it makes sense to me that if I'm operating from a state of fear all the time, if I'm anxious all the time, or if I'm feeling like crap or depressed all the time, like, and I go out and go out in the world, like it's really hard to have experiences that are not going to reflect that. It's like I just don't believe that like me like operating depressed all the time is going to get me anywhere that's not depressed. So it's like I think the challenge for human beings, because we are emotional beings, is to take control over our emotional states, have systems in place for us to do that. Like you can think of it just as simple as like you're an astronaut and you're in space. What do astronauts do in space? They do a daily webcam. they do this shit. This is what they do, you know, and maybe not the exact process, but they do this to stay sane and so that they can operate at the highest possible level. And this is exactly what you should be doing as well. If you want to operate from a high level, if you want to be able to efficiently process emotions, you know, and then transform emotions that suck into emotions that are super useful and worthy and valid of your time and your existence, you know. So yeah, I think that's what I have to say about that. If you guys have any questions about that or any feedback from me, I think that would be totally awesome to share it. Or if you've done things that are similar to that, or like you have things that you think are worthy of other people of knowing, or like systems that you have in your life that are useful to you, I'd love to hear that as well. This is what works for me, and that's really what I wanted to share. And it's really great because like I felt like crap this morning, and now I'm feeling really great. And it wouldn't be like that if I didn't consciously act upon that and follow this process to do that. So, and what's great about this is it's free. Like you don't have to pay any money or like go do like a Tony Robbins seminar or like, you know, like you don't need to do any of that. It's just free. You can do it now. You don't need anything to do it. You can just do it. And all it is making the commitment to do it and just doing it. That's just it. Do it. Just do it. So yeah, that's really it. So anyways, that is it. And so I'm going to keep this episode short for today, and so that's like my last topic for today. But again, thank you all for watching. Again, would love your feedback. Just want to hear what you guys think. And, you know, like I said in the beginning, you know, if you're interested in collaborating, even if you have like, you know, I'm always looking for kind of like interesting instrumentals to play in the background of this, as you can hear right now. And I love like promoting other artists. So if you are like more of an instrumental type of artist, and you have more of like, I guess, positive or like kind of chill vibes, shoot that my way as well, and I'm down for that. So anyways, again, thank you all for watching. I love you all, and have an amazing day, and I will see you all tomorrow.